It's going to be a Hoodlum first up, finally getting to play without any kind of dampening, holding him back with Conan, charging in, immediate interrupt, but wait, why is Conan invisible? This guy has literally lost all corporeal body, he's literally just a rage. He's literally rage incarnate. What is this? Hold on a second. Big trade onto Conan, trying to see if he can survive the damage. Big tentacles just searing down his incorporeal body. Literally just flames and fire and furious rage and maybe some Sophic devotion here and there. This is going to be a reflect for a second. Hoodlum trying to see if he can back up for just a moment. Fiorent Conan does not have a Zerker Rage for this one, but it looks of it. How are you invisible? What is happening here? Big zabs by the tentacles. Execute. Oh. The man literally became the avatar of just rage, a rage elemental for a second there. And only time we see his body is when he falls in combat. What was that? The Invisible Warrior. It looks great. Big bleeds out of Garber. Hoodlum, does he have an answer for this one? I think it just might be over. Stun. Hoodlum needs himself recovery right now. Unless Garber just walks in, savages the guy, doesn't give him a chance. My goodness, dude. Garber just got so much damage. It is actually not even funny. Got ourselves Sam Shot gonna be up next. Got himself a bit of a volley. True shot at the ready. Wants to go in for the most amount of damage versus Garber, but he can't really find himself a good angle. Scatter shot for the Stormbolt, which gives Garber an opportunity to at least control the Hunter for just second. Tar Trap to follow. This is where Sam Shot used to make sure he got himself flinch range and then maximize the damage while at range. Gotta get those aim shots in there as soon as possible. Garber hit him with a freeze for just a second. He's ready to go and he's ready to swing his weapons yet again. Son, as he tried to go for a bit of the aim shot. Sam Shot may need to go for Charlie here really early on. Explosive onto Garber, does go for a little bit of heal wall as well, but it's still not out of the woods just yet. Garber trying to find himself a bit of cover behind the ramp. Sam Shot getting himself some pot shots back to back. He definitely needs to get himself an angle, stun Garber out in the open, maybe even play away from any kind of pillars or up above so you can knock him back down. Rapid fire Stormbolt to follow there. It's going to be Trick and Turtle Shell as Sam Shot trying to find himself recovery desperately. He's trying to get himself some survivability. Scatter onto Garber for just seconds. Some aim shots, some pot shots back to back into a steel trap to follow. The Garber is going to be able to break out of the steel trap with an avatar as it does remove all roots off of you. And Tigress is going to be up next. Immediate human racial as Garber backs up out of there. In fact, actually, Garber walking into this Fury Warrior with full offense, full defense. This might be one of the situations where a Fury Warrior might be able to survive the Arms Warrior. For this some big bleeds by Tigress. Garber is going to take a lot of the bleed damage. Arms Warriors have the affinity for bleeds, but it's going to be big and rage regen. Parry out for Tigress. Just going for Stormbolt just to get himself at least a couple of Bloodthirsts, which may give Garber enough survivability, because technically a Fury Warrior should be able to counter an Arms Warrior just for the healing alone. But Tigress tried to see if he can counter the big heal burst phase of Garber, but I think Garber has been able to survive through the worst of it. Now he got himself passive recovery, he got himself Bloodthirst healing, he got himself impending victory that may give him the chance. Tigress still has a sharpened blade. If they time it right, they may be able to get Garber in a bad spot. Fear to follow. Garo trying to find himself a bit of recovery, waiting out for the sharpened blades, goes in with impending victory. Stonevolt to follow. Does he have himself the big execute? Goes in for big. Woden's Fury isn't enough right now. Trying to go for execute, does end up taking out Tigress. There he is. The duel between Arms and a Fury Warrior is a rough one. I also like how you end up phasing through the bridge with that leap. Gotta be a interrupt, a disarm onto Kevin. I don't know if you can survive this. There's no way. Apparently somehow still live in Stormbolt for forced up for a second, but I think it's over. Yeah, he spent everything into the Arms Warrior, but that's all you could really ask for at that point. Well done, well done. The duels between Arms and Fury, we've seen them on the U a couple of times, like between Kragar as Fury and Talrion as Arms, and I never realized just how much of a chess match it is. Monfel activating full Metamorphosis, big hunt. Kevin may just have to go for a bubble. The faster the Monfel can force the defensive out of Kevin, the better, because you force the defensive out of him before he does too much damage to you, then you back up for a second, get back in there, finish the job. That's exactly how you gotta play it as a DH. Trinket out of Kevin, blind into Monfel, breaks out of it fairly quickly, stun into Kevin, does go for Hodge into Monfel, isn't enough though. Kevin does not have, ooh! I was gonna say does not have the weight, but he does have himself the combo of the final verdict together with a Divine Storm. That's absolutely thrashes the DH. And SP Shady is going to be back. Not invisible this time. I guess it was only Kevin that was invisible, or Conan invisible that time. But it is giving Kevin an opportunity to at least recover full health, as we are hitting that 5-minute mark. 22% dampener. So the dampening is going to slowly but surely start ramping up little by little. Look at this honor duel. Ooh, I do like that set too, by the way. That full elite set for priests looks great. I wish you had like the entire set head to toe, but the helm looks fantastic either way though. Kevin does give this man an opportunity for an honor duel. Look at that. Literally places full trust into SP Shady. The man could literally open up with a fear right now and just have a go. Perfectly honorable. Look at that. I love me some honor duels. Hey, let's go. Huge. Shady trying to see if he can maintain his health as best as possible. Playing instead of a... He's playing Mind Spike over the Mind Flame. That's interesting. I think that could be... maybe in some cases stronger. Big damage getting set up as Kevin trying to see if he can have himself a proper go. There goes this shadow of the spurs out of SP Shady as he does have himself the Aegis activating and every single other defensive activating all at once. Trying to go for a bit of a Void Eruption versus Kevin. Mind Games almost connects. Not quite enough though. Trying to see if he can get himself a better angle. Panda Ratios is going to come in huge here. It gives him an opportunity to at least get himself a breather, but still big damage. Oh no! Kevin just had himself damage ramped up. And I guess that Crusade just took him all the way home with Ghost, literally the last one left, versus 2 Paladins. My man, errorless. Gotta find a way to get through this. Gonna be a trick out of Kevin, trying to find himself a way past the secret technique. Shield of Vengeance comes up, but it's gonna be a little bit late. Still taking the big hits of damage to his face. Ghost with a shadow step like a ghost. Disappears into the night. Smoke bomb to follow. Probably gonna go for another step. Kevin better be very, very careful with it. Is at least able to get some kind of damage back and Ghost to keep him out of stealth. But the man is going to jump to the other side of the platform. Vanish to follow. Shadow Strike in the opener. Kid shot. There's going to be a little bit DR, but still forces out a pretty big defensive order. Kevin does not go for the Shadow Stab that time around. Let's see, have another one. There's no way, right? He does have advantage. Shadow Strike, maybe. Blind to follow. Doesn't give him enough chance in order to catch up a bit of a reset. Probably, yeah, actually. Ghost walking into this one with an evasion. Cloak Shot is coming back up little by little. Big secret technique damage, hopefully. Trinket to follow after this blind. This Kevin's getting locked down back to back. Does he have another immunity? Bubble maybe coming back up. If you can, unless you can kill him before Forbearance is down. Cheap Shot to follow. Does the man have a bubble right now? Right now, you need the big defensive. Oh, the Eviscerate just takes him. Oh my goodness. And Mashi wants to fight him, swapping out his build actually, not a Crusade build anymore, playing for the 1 minute wings, which there's some advantages to playing that over the big Crusader wings. The 1 minute wings I feel like give you so much more longevity in duels. You don't have the big one-shot setup as much anymore, but you definitely do have like a good like consistency in terms of survivability as well as offense. The Crusade wings can just absolutely ramp up and slam you out of the park. Cloak Shot is immediately by Coast. Trying to see if he can maybe counter those swings the best as possible. Gonna be Shield of Vengeance. Trying to see if he can fight right there. Ghost maybe in a bit of trouble. Cheat Death to follow. Does not have an answer. I think it might just be over unless you go for Shadow Step. Oh, doesn't even matter. As a Paladin, you just gotta get yourself a big cleave onto the Rogue with no health. Take him out. Garber comes back quite a bit. Kevin also making a pretty big comeback for his team. Holding the fort until the Rogue. At that point though, unless you have yourself a perfect setup and all the defenses for the Rogue,